So this year for my birthday, I went with some relatives to my local community theater to see Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And I consider myself pretty familiar with the story of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, having read the book, seen the movies. But what I did not know was that the play is kind of unhinged. So the first act of the play is pretty much the same as the original, but once you get to the second act, start noticing something. When Augustus falls into the grinder, and Violet turns into a blueberry, these aren't as the karmic little misfortunes that they are in the original story. The play makes it more clear that these things are killing them. Like, we literally see Violet explode and Veruca have her limbs torn off. I'm not even kidding. What didn't click with me about this interpretation of the story is how these new elements affected the tone. In the original, Wonka not seeming to care that one of the kids got shrunk or one of the kids is now a blueberry comes across as, while yes, insensitive, he still clearly knows what he's doing. But in this version, when it's clear that they're dying, it honestly makes him come across as kind of psychotic. This change also hurts the tone as the show suddenly becomes less whimsical and a lot more cynical. Like, in the original story, Wonka not seeming to care when one of the kids gets shrunk or when one of the kids turns into a blueberry, it comes across, yeah, as maybe a bit insensitive, but they make it clear that he knows what he's doing and isn't gonna let these kids suffer more than what they deserve. But in this version, I think they kind of do. The kids aren't any worse than they are in the source material, and that kind of makes their punishments feel a little bit more undeserved, in my opinion. Even if they are still pretty bratty, it's kind of disproportionate retribution. I know I've harped on about certain aspects like the tone of the show, but I still had an okay time with it. I think even if the darker tone doesn't really fit the whimsy of the story, it still did create some dark laughs, like with Veruca being torn apart limb from limb by squirrels. And honestly, the actors that I saw were pretty good, especially considering that a lot of them were children.